Greetings, you gibbering fiends. I hope you're doing well. My name is Graham, and welcome to the Crack-A-Pack here on LRRMTG. Please consider subscribing to our channel. We really do appreciate it. Gotta please that algorithm. Today, we're opening a pack of Shadows over Innistrad, and we've discovered that we've never opened a pack of either of the earlier Innistrad blocks. I think? Maybe we've done Dark Ascension. Anyway, we certainly haven't done this one. And this one was given to us by Josh and Sophie at PAX South 2019. Rest in peace, PAX South. I really enjoyed you. Let us begin. Oh good, it's sleep paralysis. Don't miss that about travel. I just can't sleep while on planes. I didn't get sleep paralysis. That would be miserable. 3 and a blue for a creature enchantment. When sleep paralysis enters the battlefield, tap enchant a creature, and the enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. So it's that effect, but one of the more expensive variants we've seen. It's probably still fine. I don't remember this set super well. This was our first pre-release. Did you know that? But I think we still probably take sleep paralysis. Inquisitor's Ox. The one that pulls around the guillotine, apparently. 3 and a white for a 2/5 Ox with Delirium. Inquisitor's Ox gets +1/+0 and Vigilance as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. So if you have Delirium, then it's a 3/5 with Vigilance, which is pretty good for 4 mana, honestly. Now, what was Delirium? I mean, it explained it there. It's one of those, this is one of the, is it an ability word? A reminder word? Like, there's no, like, rules text associated with Delirium. It's just to remind you that it's the 4 or more card types. So if you have a land, an artifact, a creature, and an instant, that's Delirium. If you have an artifact, an enchantment, a planeswalker, and a creature, that's Delirium. So there were different ways in the set to make that happen. I recall it not being as difficult as we had feared, but it wasn't like, it didn't just happen. It was that 4th card type that was the tricky one. That's why sometimes you just ran Evolving Wilds, because you wanted to get the land in there, even if you're on 2 colors. Silent Observer. Super annoying, this one. I remember now. 3 and a blue for a 1/5 flying spirit. That's it. It's a 1/5 flyer for 4. That feels overcosted, but it blocks like nobody's business. Loam Dryad. Single green mana for a 1/2 Dryad Horror. Tap an untapped creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. It's one of those things. One of those have to tap a friend to do the rampy thing. That was probably bad. Strength of Arms. Single white mana for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control an equipment, put a 1/1 human soldier creature token onto the battlefield. It's like Thalia's sword is so awesome that someone comes running in from outside. Whoa, cool sword. Wait, what are we fighting? That's how I choose to interpret the flavor of that. Magmatic Chasm. Love a good chasm. 1 and a red for sorcery. Creatures without flying can't block this turn. Sometimes the aggro deck just has to get through, and that means running bad cards. Magmatic Chasm, I think, is a bad card. But hey, sometimes you run it and you win the game. So is that really a bad card? Yes. But is it still okay to run it? Yes. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Vampire Noble, 2 and a black for a 3/2 vampire. That's it. So when we're recording this, Streets of New Capenna is almost out, and there's a 3/2 for 2 mana. The only drawback being it enters tapped. And I think that's just better than this. I think the only thing this one had going for it is that it was a vampire, and sometimes that mattered. I think this card's not exciting. Howlpack Wolf. Quick, try to remember what Howlpack Wolf does. This would be a great one to try and stump Nelson and Wheeler with, because there's so many different cards that could be named Howlpack Wolf. In particular, this one is 2 and a red for a 3/3 wolf, and it can't block unless you control another wolf or werewolf. Sure. Fork in the road. 1 and a green for a sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and reveal them. Put 1 into your hand and the other into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. There's another way to get land into your bin and fix your mana. And it's just fun to say fork in the road. At least I think it is, but I have a very low bar of fun. Geist Blast. Oh, good. 2 and a red for an instant. Deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Has this one been errated to be any target? This feels like an any target, even though it didn't specify Planeswalker at the time. Yeah, it has. All right. For 2 and a blue, exile it from your graveyard. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. That's kind of spicy. Why don't I remember this happening? Maybe because it killed me and I just blocked out those memories. Now, if I could just take you behind the scenes for a moment. For our next card, Behind the Scenes, which is 2 and a black for an enchantment. Oh, right. Creatures you control have Skulk. Remember Skulk? Quick, what's Skulk do? No looking it up. They can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. They just sort of... they skulk by. Also, for 4 and a white, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. So the trick is that you give all your creatures Skulk, so you attack with all your low power creatures, they can't block any of them, so you get them in, and then after blockers but before damage, you use the pump effect, so now they're taking a bunch more damage. And this is a card that I never saw played. I feel like this is like, oh yeah, gotta try that, and then just, it was bad. Skulk was a weird one. Bound by Moon Silver. Just decided to really enunciate that one. 2 and a white for a creature enchantment. The enchanted creature can't attack, block, or transform. No wolves for you. You've been bound by Moon Silver. Also, sacrifice another permanent. Attach Bound by Moon Silver to target creature. Activate this ability only time you could cast a sorcery and only once each turn. That last ability gets a little worse sort of as it goes on. But... you know, it's nice that if they play something scarier, you can do a bit of a panic and be like, ugh. Also, it's sack another permanent, so that's another way to get lands into your graveyard if you really need to. We have our Transform card, which is an uncommon, the Neglected Heirloom. Single mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. When equipped creature transforms, transform Neglected Heirloom. Cast for 1, equip for 1. Okay, it's fine. But if you can get it to flip, it's the Ashmouth Blade. The equipped creature gets +3/+3 and first strike. And then it stays that way. And then it has equip for 3. I don't think I ever saw this work. Another bummer, because that seems great. Still, cool. And a rare, and our rare on this day is Traverse the Ulvenwald. It's a single green mana for a sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Womp womp, but wait, Delirium. If there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, instead, search your library for a creature or land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. It's still not great, but it's much better. So, and then we have a clue token and a checklist card. Traverse the Ulvenwald is worth $1.35, and I don't think it's going to be my first pick. It's the most expensive card in the pack. I mean, it's not really surprising. This sort of era, you know, it aren't really barnstormers for cracking packs open in terms of like value, and this particular pack has a lot of like kind of medium cards like Loam Dryad and Magmatic Chasm and Behind the Scenes. I would probably take Bound by Moonsilver because sometimes you just need an arrest, or Geist Blast because removal is fun and maybe you can copy something, but otherwise it's not what we'd call a banger of a pack, critically speaking. That said, nonetheless, thank you very much to Josh and Sophie from Pack South 2019. Don't know when I'll be back in Texas again, but maybe I'll see you at some other packs. If you want to send us a pack through the mail, it's a quicker way to get it to us than waiting for us to show up to a convention. You can do that to the address on your screen. And a reminder that this show and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. We also have a store where you can buy stuff like this and this. We have all this. I didn't realize I was like merchandise show today, but yeah, we have nice things there, like magic playmats and stuff. And we work really hard to make nice merchandise. Anyway, I've been Graham. James is here on tech. Matt edits these. Heather gets them online. And you all have been watching, and I thank you for that. Talk to you next time. Bye.